This is the book. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, and verse 28. There are these spirits that are created for vengeance, in which in their fury lay on swords strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, pushing his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to y'all out there. And, as I brought out the scripture, Ecclesiastes, 39 and 28, that are spirits that are created for vengeance, And in another scripture, for the love of many, in the last days, the love of many shall wax cold, and we're seeing that increase, and this is a news article that this brought out, in reference of those two scriptures. I roughly paraphrase that I just brought out, about, the love of many shall wax cold, and the spirits that are created for vengeance as well too. And we're seeing that increase in these last days. And this is a news article from ArabNews.com. And this was recently, I believe this happened the day before yesterday. And this is in Norway, Oslo, Norway. The highlight of this news article, and it reads from Oslo, Norway. A shooting suspect is Norwegian of Iranian descent, police says. They says the attack is being treated as a possible terrorist, if you know what I mean, act. Motive behind the attack remains unknown. An overnight shooting in the Norwegian capital of Oslo that killed 2 people and wounding more than a dozen is being investigated as a possible attack. The Norwegian police said Saturday in a news conference. Police officials said that the man after the shooting was a Norwegian citizen of Iranian descent who was previously known to the police but not for major crimes. They said they had seized 2 firearms connections with the attack, a handgun and an automatic weapon. The weapons occurred outside a nightclub in a nearby streets in central Oslo. Police spokesperson Tarib Ostar said 14 people were treated in a medical treatment. 8 of them have been hospitalized. Oliver Rumsberg, a journalist from the Norwegian public broadcaster NRK, said in a witness the shooting, I saw a man arrive at the site with a bag. He picked up a weapon and started shooting. And Rumsberg told the NRK, first I thought it was an air gun. Then the glass of the bar next was shattered. And I understand I had to run for cover. Prime Minister Jonas Gerhard Tari, if I pronounce his name right, said in a Facebook post that the shooting outside the London pub in Oslo tonight was a cruel and deeply shocking attack on innocent people. And he said that while the motive was unclear, the shooting has caused a fear and grief in the community. Who was at the bar, Christian Breddale, if I pronounce his name right, who was at the bar, told Norwegian reporters, the VG, that he hid on the 4th floor with a group of about 10 people until he was told it was safe to come out. Many were feared for their lives. He said, on our way, or we saw several people injured. So we understand that something serious happened. Norwegian broadcaster of the TV2 showed footage of people running down the Norway streets in panic as shots rang out in the background. Norway is relatively a safe country, but has experienced violence attacked by the you know what, including one of them was the worst, in 2011, that claimed the lives of 69 people, you know. Yep. It says in 2019, the you know what killed a amount of people, his stepsister, and he then opened fire in a you know what, but was overpowered before anyone was injured. So they saying that been like the worst shooting since 2011. So they said Norway was, you know, normally a relatively safe country, you know. So hey, that goes back into Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. You know, that gonna be spirits that are created for vengeance, and the love of many shall wax cold. And hey, you're gonna see that increase in these last days, you know. And I'm gonna bring out another article as well too. And this is a news article right here. And it says a shooting at a weather tech facility in the Chicago suburbs, leaving one dead, two injured, and the suspect was arrested. And this is from newsbreak.com. One of the elder brothers had posted in our live feed page. And this is from USA Today. It was published about 2 hours ago by Christian Fernando of USA Today. And the highlight of this news article, it reads, shooting at a weather tech facility in Chicago suburbs leaves one dead, two injured, and the suspect is arrested. A shooting Saturday morning, because it was like 6 in the morning that this incident happened. So it's about a couple of hours ago, early this morning. A shooting Saturday morning left one person dead and two others injured in a weather tech facility in Chicago's suburbs, police says. So yeah, hey, that's that spirits that are created for vengeance in the last days, And I'm gonna bring out a scripture as well too, another one that I mentioned twice. That's what we do, but we also got to do a better job of getting Joe the ball and close out situations. Get them as many easy ones as you can. Get them some easy ones and you'll work out. All right, thanks, guys. You can tell you're there with the coach, ain't you? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? Because we are seeing, these people have that love of many wax cold type spirits that does these types of acts and violence, because they, people be on that mindset of that spirits that are created for vengeance, or on that spirit of that waxing cold type spirit, And I'm gonna look up the definition of iniquity, because iniquity is definitely gonna increase in the last days, Right, the definition of iniquity. Iniquity is a noun, a immoral or gross, unfair behavior, a dense of iniquity, right? Because the unruly and grossly unfair behavior is going to increase in the last days, similar, which is a word of wickedness, sinfulness. A prime examples of iniquity, a wicked or unjust or unrighteous act. The definition of iniquity is a sin or wrongdoing. An example of iniquity is someone running into another person's with their car on purpose, absent or moral or spiritual value of lawlessness, right? Because lawlessness is going to increase. Unruly behavior is going to increase in these last days. Grossly unruly behavior, lawlessness is going to increase in the last days, and that's what we've been seeing. There's none but, people who have that spirits of created for vengeance and spirits of iniquity and spirits of increase of unruly behavior is going to constantly increase in the last days. So with that, I hope this quick sit down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Barkar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, a great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.